is on the fact that you can keep clean sheets. And from that point of view, I have been disappointed about that this season. I think we've only had probably 7 or 8 clean sheets this season, whereas I would be looking to 14, 16 minimum.
And here's Penrice. Linesman's flagging. But for my money, it came off Mark Bright. Rangers backing off Waddle. Oh, that's a terrific pass, turned into a very stylish goal for Sheffield Wednesday. Mark Bright. The header short from Wellington. Woods comes, and Rangers want a penalty as Ferdinand is sent flying. Wilkins, touched off by Penrice. Holloway. Ferdinand making space for himself by going to the right. The shot was deflected and Southall reached it, to the goalkeeper's credit. Here's Sinton. Penrice trying to tee up Holloway. And finally, Vashika gets it out of play. Well, so often the holiday period produces games that live long in the memory, and there's a pass to remember from Wilkins. Holloway tries, Southall goes back, and with some difficulty covered it. Well, it was sustained pressure here from Jerry Francis's team. And Les Ferdinand's positional play deserves a mention to get a sight of goal here. It hit Martin Keown, in fact. Wonderful stop by Southall. And then a different kind of save. Another deflection off Watson this time from Holloway. The goalkeeper got it over the top. Ferdinand chasing. Oh, and Watson and Southall. Now that's handball. Outside the area, an instinctive reaction. As the two players who've been around for so long really got too close to each other. What will Gerald Ashby do here? Goalkeepers expect strict punishment now under the new legislation, and Neville Southall is sent off. To considerable sympathy from the opposition, as you can see. Gestures of respect here from Rangers. Jason Kearton, the Australian, a Premier League debut, and a first Premier League save from Bardsley. All credit to the stand-in here, Jason Kearton, to beat that one away. Well, all the signs were good for Queen's Park Rangers when they were playing against 11 men, now against 10. Certainly the supporters expecting them to really seize the initiative. Here's Bardsley's cross. Barker's header, great save by Kearton, but Andy Sinton scores 27 minutes gone. It was a fine header by Simon Barker, a terrific stop by young Jason Kearton, but Sinton punished him. Cleared by Bardsley. And Penrice. Hesitation from Everton, but not from Gary Penrice. First minute of the second half. 2-0. And Gary Ablett wasn't quite sure where his goalkeeper was, or where Gary Penrice was, and unerring the accuracy of the shot from Penrice. Everton was bad enough when Southall had gone, but with Paul Rideout joining him, what can 9 men do to stem the tide now? In from Bardsley. This is Sinton. It's in. It's 3. And a side as good as Queen's Park Rangers are surely not going to squander this situation. Everton's hopes in ruins through 2 red cards, and a second here for Sinton. It's 3-0 now. time to pick the pass. There's always the risk in these circumstances of players slightly overindulging. And here's Stuart Barlow in the clear and onside, and the 9 men have scored. Great credit to Everton. And the 2 substitutes for Howard Kendall rather stealing the show. Away by Bardsley. This really is putting Queen's Park Rangers back on their mettle. Bardsley clears. It's deflected. It's another one for Barlow. This really is an amazing game. Everton, with 9 men, have scored twice through Stuart Barlow. 3-2. Wilkins' corner. And that's Sinton, and there's the hat-trick! It's a personal landmark for Andy Sinton, but above all else, in the context of the game, it restores a supremacy that Rangers should have had really much more easily in the second half.
So, going into the new year, Rangers lying in a healthy 7th position. The first weekend in January, traditionally the 3rd round of the FA Cup. That comes a little later. But first, let's look at how QPR fared in the Coca-Cola Cup. In the second round, they faced First Division Grimsby over 2 legs.
Maddox playing it forward again. It falls now to Andy Sinton. Sinton playing it through. He's found the space for Brevid. Over it comes! And the goal comes at last for Queen's Park Rangers. Les Ferdinand. Played in Mendonca, could be something on here, and they've scored! Well, Justin Channing will be kicking himself. Grimsby Town have equalised. It's played through to Ferdinand now. This could be something on here. Ferdinand! Oh, great strike! Les Ferdinand. His second goal of the game.
Well, this always looked a difficult tie for Queen's Park Rangers. It's certainly panning out that way, and there are problems here. And maybe that's an own goal. Watson claiming it. It could well have been put in by Andy Sinton. Oh, Bailey has forced it in. Queen's Park Rangers fighting here for their Premier League pride and continuing progress in the Coca-Cola Cup. And Grimsby Town of Division 1 making life very difficult indeed. Woods going in. 2-1, it's level on aggregate now.
3-3, so it was down to penalties. Clive Wilson had missed for Rangers, but Grimsby wasted 2, so it rested on Alan MacDonald to take Rangers into the 3rd round.
Over the ball, Anderson on Andy Sinton. This is potentially crippling. Here's Ferdinand in full cry. Barker's shot. The set piece has paid off for Darren Peacock. That's fine work by Barker. Brilliant work by Bradley Allen.